When I tackle research in general, I start with the art of the time period and photography of the time period. Like, what is this world that I'm having to enter? And I always shoot to look for firsthand sources of photography. So I will look at names of photographers at that time or artists at that period. And specifically with this one, I was looking at a lot of propaganda from both sides. And then from there, as I read the script and I got to know each of these characters, I just started to read the stories of these actual women. They were my primary source, was the interviews and the books that they wrote. And then from there, I started to make connections of the women that Megan wrote in the story are real women. And I would go from there after reading their stories, look them up, look up photos of them, and then start to extrapolate the characters of this world from these real people. Without giving anything away, Milady was the most surprising. She was the one I went on the biggest journey with and knew, like, not that I knew a lot about any of these women who were fighting all of this, but just the journey I went on with her character, I'm like, I didn't know how widespread this fight was. And that, you know, when you think about World War II, or at least how it's taught here, you just kind of think of it in this little microcosm of mainland Europe, and then like the little bubble that's Midway in Japan, and like the little bubble of like the home front here in America, and not really how widespread this fight was. And it was as I just went down her rabbit hole, I was very shocked by just how big it was. And the other one I found the most interesting was Aramis, actually. The story that I based, the real person I based her character on, she traveled all across Europe and was fighting. And she started when she was like 16, fighting the occupying forces. And how much underground work was being done. And again, like I approached this like, wow, was it really just France doing this? And it just realizing how small but also big the world is and how interconnected everything is was the biggest discovery. Fun things to keep an eye out for in my designs is a small detail on D'Artagnan, and then specifically Planchet. In her final look at the end, there's a very lovely Easter egg there that I'm not going to spoil, but is obvious if you look at the right places.